Those of us with dirty hands, blood stains intertwine, right away each morning to grind it out another time. The faces in the mirror, and not as young as they once were, but they're proud, they're proud.
Hey guys, all right, we are on our way to go change a compressor in a Rheem, Rude, Weather King, whatever sticker it's got on it. It's a little cube unit. So, and it's 410A. Compressor blew its terminals. It's under warranty. So we are headed that way right now to go change a compressor out for her. She is hot. Went out there and earlier today and diagnosed it. And normally I would come back the next day to do the compressor since it's after 12 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But she is 7 months pregnant and she's hot. And I can kind of understand where she's coming from. So I felt bad for her, and my afternoon was pretty free, so I told her I'd go ahead and change it out for her this afternoon. So we're headed that way, and we'll take you guys along for the ride. All right, guys, here's our unit. There's a coupling scroll compressor right there. You can see right there where it pulled one of the terminals out. Yep. This will be an easy one though. It's nice and low. Be real easy to unsweat and re-sweat. I hope they sent me a new plug and harness, because I'm not gonna be able to reuse that one. All right, we're gonna get started. There's no refrigerant, so should be simple. All right, guys, I got the old compressor out and I got the bottom of the unit cleaned up really nice with the old stinger. There's the old compressor. I unsweated the hot gas line because sometimes they have a reducer on the end of them, but this one didn't. So I've got plenty of slack. I may cut it back a little bit. That way it'll be easier to put in place. So I'm gonna get the new compressor in place and get bolt it down and get ready to install it. All right, guys, I've got the new compressor installed. It's brazed, it's bolted down. My supply house is gonna run me a new plug. They're gonna meet me right up the road so I don't have to go all the way back to town, because we're out in the country. I mean, we're not really out in the country, but we're not in town. But that's all done. And now I came out here to change the dryer until I saw that they didn't have a dryer. I didn't realize that the other day. And I'm pretty sure that these units came with dryers. But I have a 163S right here. I'm gonna put it right here on the liquid line. Wow, how do you like that low voltage? Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna have to fix that. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to fix that. That's asking for trouble. Okay, well, we'll cut it loose right in here somewhere and put a dryer. All right, guys, everything's done. The compressor's done. I just gotta go get the plug. It's in vacuum. The dryer's installed. New capacitor's installed. Vacuum's down to 790 microns. So all I got left to do is just plug in the new plug and wire it up and let the vacuum finish and then start it. Load it up with some 410A and start it up. So I'm gonna go meet my supplier up the road, get a plug it up to the compressor, feed it through, wire it up to the contactor and the capacitor, load this thing up with probably about 5, 6 pounds of 410A, I believe is what it calls for. And she should run. All right, guys, I got the new plug in, ran through, and Rheem puts them from the factory zip tied on the suction line. with no rubber techs, and we all know what can happen when you do that. So I put a piece of rubber tex on the suction line, zip tied the wires to it. It's nice and clean. We're down to 326 microns. That'll work just fine. So I'm going to lay the top back, screw it down, turn the vacuum pump off, and load it up with charge, and then start it up. All right, guys. I'm loading it up with some good Virgin 410A. We're almost 2 pounds in. We're going to take it to 6, and then we'll hook up the C-connect there, and we'll charge this system up. So we'll let the charge go in, and then we'll get back to y'all. All right, guys, moment of truth. Contractor just pulled in, customer put it on cool. Oh, that's a good sound. Compressor sounds good. The low pressure there, high pressure here, and our thermometer for our line temperatures. We're going to let it run about 10-15 minutes and see where the charge settles in. Alright, guys, it's a mild day here today, 75 outside. The indoor temperature was not that high in the house. Really low wet bulb, so we're calling for a 12-degree superheat, and from 53 to 37, we're hovering at about 15 to 16 degrees of superheat. So that'll be just fine. Now we're at 50 to 36. Or 37. So that's 13 degrees of superheat. So that's really, really close to the target. And there's the new filter dryer. So I'm good with that. And we bounce back up to 51. So we're hovering at the 12 to 13 mark on the superheat, which is fine. The unit's running really smooth. So that'll do just fine for me. Alright, guys. The Rheem lives. She's quiet. There it is. Oh, I gotta go get my Plasti Dip. I'm gonna paint that dryer with some Plasti Dip so it doesn't rust out where I burned it. But running really smooth and quiet. She's good to go. Hey guys, all right, we're leaving this compressor change out. I just wanted to make a couple points here at the end of the video because I'm sure somebody will ask. But yes, I did go check inside to make sure that somebody hadn't installed a filter dryer at the evaporator, because I know somebody would leave a comment that say, did you go check the evaporator, see if then maybe that's where the dryer was at? Yes, I did. There was no dryer. So I went ahead and added it out there on the outside, and I also went, because another reason I went to the evaporator is I went and checked my metering device to see if I had a piston or a TXV. Now, most of the time, I'm pretty good about being able to tell just by how my gauges operate and how my superheat and subcooling does. Sometimes you can tell if you got a piston or a TXV. I kind of knew I had a piston, but I wanted to make sure. Plus, while I went check for the dryer, I just checked that also while I was there. That Rheem condenser was not hooked on a Rheem air handler. It was hooked on a ADP air handler, an actual ADP air handler. So, but anyway, I did check that, and it's running really good. She was very happy. We got like a 16, 17 degree temperature split. So the machine's running great. And she's a happy pregnant woman now. So I'm gonna call it a day, fellas. Thank y'all for watching. and we'll see you guys on the next one.